So all you need today for this painting that we're going to do is your primary colors of red, yellow, and blue, and some green and brown and some white, and you can put some black on there too if you want. These have really nice bristles and they're great for your trees and your bushes, and this is going to be used for your background, okay? And then we have a flat synthetic brush, chiseled edge, and I have a flat a filbert brush, which is chiseled edge and synthetic, and I also have a liner brush. So today we're going to do a cute little fence and some flowers. They seem to be popular, so I thought I would do another one. I've already done one with a bike in front of it, but I thought today I would do just a simple little fence and some flowers and have a pretty little easy painting for you to do today. So what you want to do is get a background first, okay? So let's just go with a blue sky. Let's just do a sky first. Just go into your paint and pick up some blue paint and make the sky nice and dark, because the fence is going to be white, so you want it to have a background where you can see the white fence. Now I'm not using any of my magic paints or anything today because it's 11 by 14 canvas, and I want to show you, that you don't always have to use the magic white or anything like that right now. But if you have a hard time getting your paint to move, then you can always mist it. So you can always mist it with the magic mist if you like. That will help extend the drying time a little bit for you and give you a better blending. There we go. So I want to put on, see how smooth that's going on there now? So you just want to make your paint go on smoother. And you can use the magic mist. So I'm using mostly dark paint. I'm not using as much white this time, but I am going to put white in for some clouds. I just want to make sure my background color is dark. I'm going to come down to about here with the sky. So you can get some idea. You can tape it off, or you can do what I just did. And as you come down, the sky does get lighter down here, so we'll add some white in a minute. Just using a flat, that's a 1-inch brush, flat chiseled edge, 1-inch synthetic brush. So I'm just going to take some white paint and I'm going to put it down here. So I'm going to brighten it up more. I want to be a bit loose for you today. We don't want to be too, worry too much about how things are perfect and everything. I like painting like that, because then I can be free. I can be free of all the worry of this is not right and that's not right. Because painting is fun, it's not just all about, you're creating something. You want to create yourself. You don't want to go by my video or somebody else. Just use the videos as a guide. But if you want to paint a nice little fence and you want to do it your own way, then just use this as a guide, and then you can put any color sky on, whatever you want. You can do anything you want, but at least you know you're going to put a sky on. And as you can see, I'm dribbling in some white. I'm not worrying about how perfect it looks. These could be clouds. I'm just kind of dribbling them in. My new word for today. Let's dribble in some clouds. So I'm just kind of having fun with that. I might want to darken it up in the corner there a little bit more. See? A little bit of darkness up in the corner. Add a bit of red to your blue. That really gives a beautiful dark color. Look. See that? Isn't that pretty? See the dark in the corners of the sky? It helps bring the focus to the center of the painting. So you got dark corners. It'll bring everything to the center of your painting. That little bit of red really makes it pretty. Just look at that. Yeah. Yeah, you can add just red too if you want, and that will mix in with your blue and give it a really nice color. So that's nice. See that? And kind of blend it in with the rest of the sky. There we go. And then you got this beautiful sky. Just as easy as that. Now that wasn't hard, was it? You can get a bristle brush. You can get a 1-inch, or one like this gives you nice grass textures. And or you can get a smaller bristle brush. You get a smaller bristle brush like this one. As long as it's bristle, because you're going to be tapping. And I mentioned before, when you're tapping, you need a bristle brush, a stiff bristle. I'm going to add a little bit of red to my green to give it more of a darker earth tone. Right? Like that. See how that darkens it up really nice? That'll be our nice. So we're just going to tap that on here like this. See? So we want to get our grass on, so we'll have something there on under. So we'll have something under the fence. I'll show you the smaller brush, what that will do, because you may not have a bigger brush. So just tap in with your 1-inch. No, that's, I'm sorry, size 8. And you can still get these really nice. See? I just like the bigger one because it doesn't take me as long. Okay, so the smaller one is great because you're at home, so you can take your time. I'm just trying to get this. I have to speed up a little bit for the video. So I'm just adding a little bit of red to give it that kind of an earthy tone. But we'll be adding other colors to this. Just got to get it started first. So add some different color greens. Whatever greens you got there. I had a couple of dark. I had sap green. And this one here is just a leaf green. I'm just using my small tubes of leaf green. Gotta use them up. I got them there. I might as well use them. So I got a bit of leaf green going into my sap green. All different color greens. Nice, hey? All different colored greens. Just tap, 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 tap. Yeah, just get something on there, don't, this is a very loose and fun painting. We don't have to worry about anything being perfect, or this is just you giving your own little taps and having fun. Alright, a little bit of red going on there just to add a bit of color. Good. So let's go with the dark green. Dark. You can even add blue to your green to darken it up even more if you want. A little bit of blue, a little bit of red, a little bit of light green, different color greens. Just throw it all on in there. Throw it all on. Don't be afraid. Just look. If you were doing grass down here, look, see the nice tops you get there? Do that up here. See? See how that gives you the illusion of tall grasses going up into the sky. That'll come in handy now when we put our fence on. Add a little bit of red, a little bit of blue, a little bit of green. There we go. Good. Just fill up that space so we'll have something to work with when we put our fence on. Now, also, let that dry before you put your fence on. Okay? Make sure you let that dry. Look at all those grasses up there. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? And the sky is dark. It's like it's not really a bright sunny day, is it? It's kind of like, I don't know, like maybe there's a storm coming. I don't know. I'm not sure. But we can put our imagination on our canvas and make it whatever we want. You can put whatever you want there. You want a stormy day? You want a sunny day? You know, you want a sunny day, just or a sunset. Whatever you want, you can put it on your canvas. This is your little world here, as Bob Ross says. This is your world. Do whatever you want. Yeah. What do you think, Bob?
Anything we don't like, we'll turn it into a happy little tree or something. Because as you know, we don't make mistakes. We just have happy accidents.
Yay! Thank you, Bobby. What an inspiration, though, huh? What an amazing man. What an amazing artist. Now, we want this to dry. As you can see, it's a beautiful scenery already. I think it is. That's what I just pushed on there on that canvas. And just by tapping and just by going back and forth with some color, just look, I think that's really pretty. So now I'm thinking the fence could go up a little bit past the grass here. If we need more, we will put some grass and things or trees or something behind the fence. But let's see how this works out. I'm just kind of experimenting. Let's go up into the sky because we're only gonna come down about halfway here so that we can have some room for grass and flowers and things. So let's go up into the sky, and you can measure it if you want so that you know how far apart you want your fence posts. So I'm just going to put one, we'll put the tops on first. I'm going to put one on, just make it some kind of an indication of where I want it. Right here. That's one post. Probably, oops, that's too much. So that's 2 inches apart. Let's see if that works. It may or may not work. All right. All right, so let's just go with that. So every 2 inches, I think is what it was. 2 inches. And you can have yours whatever you want, okay? Just, and then you might want to just get a flat brush so you have something to work with. And then you might want to decide, maybe make a couple of little letter V's. Make the letter V. Now see the white background behind there might be hard to see. But I really want those posts to be white, like really white, okay? So make the letter V. Make the letter V. The letter V. Letter V. All right. So let's get those letter V's on there first. Get a chiseled edge brush so you can put them on there. All right. Now, if the fence is not perfect, that's okay because this could be an old rickety old fence. Who knows, right? Might put one over here. That an inch apart, 2 inches apart. Let's see. Let's see. So that's 1 inch. 2 is over here. So it'll go right off the canvas. Now, let's bring a line down. Let's decide where we want it to end. All right. So we want it to end around here. So let's put some kind of a, get a chalk. Get chalk, and that way you'll be able to have it a little bit straight. It doesn't matter because we're going to have flowers and all kinds of stuff there, okay? So, now that we have our tops, we want to fill in that fence. We got to get a straight line coming down here, so let's make sure that we get that. Just bring down a straight line. Oops, my hand slipped over. Okay. That's okay. And we also got a line here. So now, you could draw those lines out first if you wanted to, so you can get them straighter, but I want a really bright white fence. With some shadow, you're going to have some shadow to bring out your fence, bring out your whites, right? Just get that filled in. Alright. If we have trouble, I'll show you another way to get your lines straight. Okay, so let's just get this one done first to see if it's close to what I'm looking for. Alright. Sometimes it's hard to get straight lines, but if you have a chiseled edge brush, it's not too bad. You can use tape, you can use a ruler. I did a video on how to get straight lines. You can use a template. All kinds of good stuff. Just have to kind of be imaginative. Kind of always thinking about how to do things. You can try a bit of tape. That might help you. At least that way you don't have to worry about going over the line like I did. Come down as far as your line that you made for your bottom part. Right. And we have to do the other side. So you can do it this way, or you can just go ahead and put your lines on. But this is one way to put straight lines there. Just wanted to show you that because it can be frustrating. So you'll have to wait until that paint dries so that you can put on your second coat, and that way you don't have to put any more coats of paint on. But if you do, at least the line will be nice and straight for you to go by. You can work in the center of the two lines. So let's hope for the best. I've tried this before and it worked. If you pull in this way and that way, it might go underneath and bleed out into the rest of the canvas, but I'm hoping now just going up and down like this might. I'm getting a nice white fence here. That's what I'm looking for. I might have to do several coats because I want to add a little bit of a bluish color to give it some shadow. Not too much yet. I haven't decided yet what way I want to do it. Just kind of going. Alright, so let's see if that, while we're waiting for that to dry a little bit, I'm going to work on this over here. See. Pretty good. Pretty good. Nice and straight. See that? A little bit wider than this one, so we'll widen it up a little bit. It's good. It's got a little bit of shadow in it. It's coming along. So let's continue on. You can put the tape on if you like, or you can just wing it. I would suggest you make sure that you're okay with, because you could get frustrated. So I want to keep that nice and bright. May have to do several coats for me. You can have your fence with shadows, all kinds of stuff going on. I just want a cute little fence. This one, shouldn't have made them so round, I don't think. Just made them more pointy. So let's go down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Now guys, if you have trouble with the tops, you can actually take your canvas and use the dry spots and take your chiseled edge brush and straighten up these tops, right? Like make your V again if you got to, and do them individually so that you're happy with them. Alright, so you can take your canvas and move it around in your hand. Now if you're sitting down, you can probably do it a little easier, but I'm standing up, so, but see, I straighten up the top a bit better there. So I just wanted to show you that because I didn't want to leave you and have you say, well, how did she straighten up those nice tops? So I just take my chiseled edge, make my letter V again, just to straighten it out better. Alright, then you can move in. So I'm left-handed, so you might do it the opposite way. It's all the same. So you get your letter V, and voila! Good. So now we can add some shadows to our fence, but I want them nice and white, but they do have to have shadows. This one here I might fix up on that edge, see that? So I might put some green in there, just to fix it up. So you're going to fix it up, you might need to get a chiseled edge. I wouldn't use that brush there. Alright, so if you want to fix that up, just pick up the same color and go on another flat brush. Then you get it straight. So let's add What color? What color? Let's see. How about a purplish color? I don't know. No, let's say... Okay, let's do some shadows. So we'll take some burnt sienna, a little bit of blue, to darken it up. Alright, a little bit of blue, and a nice dark color there. That's nice. On your chiseled edge. And then we'll give this some shadow. So if your light's coming in from the right, your shadow will be on the left. There we go. And a little bit on this edge here. We'll try some more. So you're going in on what you already have done, not outside that line. So go in, inside. Nice. So for inside on my fence, I don't want that color. I'm just going to add a bit of blue and a bit of red. So for the shadows inside my fence, I just want to have kind of a bluish, a grayish color. So a bit of burnt sienna, burnt umber, burnt sienna, a bit of your ultramarine blue or any blue you have there, a little bit of red, and then some white to brighten it up a bit. I like that color there. So that's kind of a like purplish color, isn't it? Alright. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that in here just to give it some shadow. See? Not much. I want my fence to be white, but it's got to have shadow to show the white, see? Now see, this is something like the one with the bike, but it's different. So you can do all kinds of fence paintings and do things with them that are different, even though it's a fence painting. But you can add different things, different types of flowers, different things leaning up against the fence, probably a child climbing over the fence, all kinds of stuff. I mean, your imagination can run wild. So I want to get a little post going up across here and down here. So I'm just going to leave my brush dirty, and I'm going to pick up some white, and I'm just going to go across the top here. Now, unless you got a straight hand, you can use a ruler. This is a little wet, but hopefully it'll work okay. Alright, so let's get that over there. Might stick out a little bit on the end there. And maybe there's one down here too. And there will be a little edge off this here. Alright, I like that with the two. Do you? Now we'll straighten it up now. So I'm just going to add my white and try to get that straight as I can. All right. Just lift up your canvas if you have to. Whatever helps, you know, put tape on there, whatever you can do to get that done properly. So let's add a bit of a darker color on top. The same color you used for the sides is good. Burnt umber and the blue. Give you a nice dark color. And then you can use that to shadow, make a shadow on top of here, so that it'll look like it's, you know, it has a shadow on top there. Good. I'm using my little finger to help me keep my hand steady. So I made a great mess. We can also put some underneath. A little bit of a shadow here. We are doing great. Stakes and all. We're fine. So when that dries, we will do our touch-ups to get this to look much better. So what I like to do now is brighten up some of that area there to fix up the fence. And I'm going to take my flat chiseled edge brush. Okay, this one says size 12, but like I said, look how small that is. In another brand, that would be a size 4. So it's hard for me to tell you what size brush, but it's a chiseled edge synthetic, which is important. So pick up your white and let's put some highlights maybe on the top of the fence here. All right, and so all along the fence, a little bit of white. So we'll do this in different places. Like, all right, let's take one fence at a time. Let's add a little bit of white on the edge here. Just and add some white in between those shadows I put on, just to have little bits of highlight, and trying to keep my fence post a little whiter than. And then you can come under here and fix up that shadow if it's too crooked, or just fix up your line on the edge here. So you, with the white paint, you can do all your adjustments. And if your paint sits out, if it sits up, leave it. Looks nice. Looks textured. So a little on the edge here to give it a break, because the sun is there somewhere, and it's nice to have some light. And then we got to fix this up a little bit here. And we want to add a little more white between those shadows. That straightens everything up then, see? What you're doing is cleaning it up. Cleaning up your edges there. I'm just going to get that over here a little bit. Just clean up your edges. I find this part fun because these are the little details that you can fix up, and you just take your time and make your painting really pretty by adding these extra little details. And this is not the end of the painting, but sometimes you can add these little extra details to a subject that's done. And then when your painting is finished, you can still look back at it and say, what can I clean up? Is there anything I need to clean up? Is there anything I like to add? Some small, very small details, maybe an extra petal on a paint, on a flower, or an extra couple of leaves on a tree, or a couple of extra highlights here and there. So nothing big, nothing major when you do your final details. See, that looks better already, doesn't it? So never mind if your painting looks, in the beginning it looks, you know, like it looks terrible in some cases, right? Sometimes it happens, you know, and then when you get past the ugly stage, we call it. I mean, even this, as much as not much done, is still pretty. It's still nice. It's, you know, we can see the shapes. We know what's going on here. That's important. Like I said, unless you're doing an abstract, it's important to be able to see shapes. So on the edge of all the, just where the sunlight is shining, gives a little more shape to your fence. If you have titanium white, you could use that, because titanium white is the brightest white you can get. I might fix that up there with the grass color, because it looks to me like it's over a bit too much. I'm not sure. To me it does. Okay. some cleaning up. Using my little finger helps keep my hand a bit steady when I... But if you're sitting down, it's so much easier to paint when you're sitting down in certain areas. It's nice to stand up, yes. A lot of painters love to stand. But in some cases, trying to do straight lines and things like that, it's kind of hard, you know, to get that straight line with your hand all over the place. So if you were sitting down, it'd be a little easier. But you see my little finger? I'm using that to help me. Okay. Good. Keep going. Don't stop. Let's take a small flat brush and see if we can clean up some of these edges here. Take some of that dark up into the wood there, under here. So you put your little shadow on there, and you can bring it up into your wood a little bit. I don't want to lose my white, but it gives the old look to the fence. So use your shadow color. Down here. A little bit down here to the wood. So you're creating shadows, but we can adjust the shadows to what way you want them the best, right? But just taking that shadow color and putting under here, and taking advantage of it while it's still wet, and pulling it down into the fence. pull it straight down on a chiseled edge, or you can just pull it down like that. And then we'll just add a little more highlight and we'll be finished with it. See, sometimes you have to just keep adding and subtracting and playing around, you know. You just have to keep playing around till you're happy with it, that's all. It makes it fun. So now you got some bit of mess going on there, you know. So that's how you get a bit of a mess. And a few shadows and a little edge here if you want it. Just coming off there. There we go. And if you want to put a little shadow there, you can do that too. Now, see what else we can do. I'm thinking we can say that these behind here are bushes. And this will be the grass area with flowers. But these are bushes behind here. And you can manipulate those. We can, let's see. Let's get a liner brush. And bring some of those bushes up a little bit higher. Just use your green paint. And if you want to darken it up a bit, put some blue into your green, a little bit of red maybe, and start bringing up some of these a little bit longer if you want. There's probably some sticks and stuff sticking out there. A little butterfly came in there, look at that. I'll leave that. I'll leave that as a happy accident. Wet your brush, make sure there's water on it so that it'll move around, because it's really hard to get it moved sometimes. So thought I'd just lay a few little, lots of water. That's nice. These are just little bits of grass going on back there. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Okay. I just like playing around and seeing what I can do with it. It's okay, I guess I'm going to add color to it. Just a few little grasses coming up from behind. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some color to those bushes there. So get your bristle brush. This one is good. Now this one says a size 12. I mean, you know, you can see the difference. The different sizes. So let's go into some lighter shadow, lighter colors. So we'll go into white, a bit of yellow. All right, white and yellow for now, and then we'll just add some color to our background bushes here. That's all. Brighten those up a little bit, as if there's some flowers or something going on there. Just very lightly tap it, okay? Very lightly. I'm barely touching the canvas. I'm just letting the paint come off of there. So that gives it a sense of other things going on here. See that? It's got a few little flowers going on back here, you know. Just little dribs and drabs of paint. See? Just adding color. Now there are ones in the background, but we want to put some in the foreground too, right? So maybe we can put something going on down here. All we're doing is adding color. Dipping into reds, yellows. And we're just adding color. See, already it looks pretty, doesn't it? Now we got to get some grass going on down here, which is nice. Okay, so getting out your bristle brush again, your 1-inch, if you got one. If you don't, just use whatever you got there, just as long as the bristle brush. So every time you have to tap, 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 you know you got to use a bristle, right? Okay, so I'm just going into some yellow and some white, and just keeping the colors colorful, okay? White, yellow, red, and just keeping the colors nice and colorful. I'm just going to add a few of these here and there, just to get something started. More white, brighten it up. See, the brush makes all these pretty little flowers for you, right? Just going to add them down into the grass. Look at the colors. Just look at that. Isn't that pretty? Add some more white, some more yellow. Look at that. Gorgeous. You're not even doing anything. Nothing fancy. Just kind of laying on some color. So pretty, isn't it? Painting is so nice when it's easy. When it's easy. Alright, so, oh my, I like it just like that. But I'm going to add some flowers in front of the fence, because that seems to be what people like. You know, I've seen some videos on YouTube, and there's people on there doing fences with all different kinds of flowers and everything. So one more won't hurt. You can have fun with it. Because I know when I go to look for videos on how to paint a rose or how to paint, I don't want to see just only one video. I want to see a dozen of them. I want to see like 50 of them, so that I can see the different ways everybody teaches or what way they do them. So more flowers and fences, the merrier, right? Because you get a different style. You get a different way of doing things. And then you can come up with your own eventually. So I really like this. I'm thinking that maybe a tree would be nice here. I'm not sure. Like, there's so many things I want to do. But hang on. Let's go and put some nice tall grass there. I'm thinking a chiseled edge brush would help us. I'll use a liner brush in a little while, but right now I think a chiseled edge would give us some nice leaves, big leaves. We're going to make big flowers all around the post. But let's get our grass on first. So let's go with some green. Green on the brush and some yellow. They'll mix together, but we'll mix them together on our canvas. So let's put a few leaves on first. Just touch and pull. I want more yellow because you can't see it. Just some leaves, as if there's going to be flowers there. Alright. Add a bit of white so you can see it. Yep, just some leaves falling down. So what I'm doing is I'm touching the chiseled edge of my brush, touch and sit back, touch and sit back. touch and sit back. Right? Make sure you got light colors on there because you won't be able to see it blended in with all the other colors. So touch and sit back. Just throwing on some leaves just to have something there when we put our flowers on. You can put the leaves on after too if you want. Lots of leaves. Maybe there's some down here. Okay. So all I'm doing is I'm taking all the colors I have in my palette and my chiseled edge. I'm grabbing some yellow, and then I'm grabbing some green and some white. Doesn't matter, it could be red, whatever. And then I'm sitting on the chisel edge and I'm sitting back. Okay? You put them everywhere. I'm going to get carried away now as usual, right? So, alright, I'll leave that alone. Stop, stop, stop. Now I'm going to take my chiseled edge, fill it up with the same colors, and I'm going to make some tall grasses. Like that, just pull up. Some tall grasses for our big roses and whatever kind of flowers you want, whatever you want. I find sunflowers make really pretty tall flowers. I'll get it out eventually, you know. See how it's gonna pass the fence too? Like if you made a messier fence, you can fix it up by putting lots of flowers on it. How's that? Now when we get these bigger ones on, these are bigger ones, okay, and then we'll put some smaller ones on. Alright? Let's just get these on first, so we can decide what we're going to do. We're going to have lots of flowers. We're going to have so much fun putting flowers on here. If you want to brighten that one up, just add a bit of yellow and white. Just go on the edge there. All kinds of stuff going on there. Isn't that nice? You can repeat over some of them if they're too transparent or if they're not the shape you want. Just put them on there like that. Use a chisel edge, you'll be fine. You'll be good with the chiseled edge. See that? Kinds of good stuff going on there. Now, let's get some thinner ones. All right. Okay, let's keep going. Let's make sure the paint's a bit wet. Make sure you dip your brush into some water and get it going. See how we're layering everything? See, layering, just going over what you already did. See? And that's layering, and it really makes your paints look what? Trying to find the right word. Dimensional. Go into the brightest that you have there with white, and that will help bring out some of the that'll bring it out more. So your last few flowers will be on a dirty brush, will be with some wet water and some white. See how they stand out? Just going to the left and to the right, give it some, as if some are hanging over. I like doing this, it's fun. I do this in some of my videos, and I can do it for an hour. Yeah. How pretty is that? How pretty is that? Might add a bit of pink. I love this. I can't stop. Look. Wow. That looks like a lot of stuff going on there, doesn't it? Somebody sees your painting, you're going to say, wow, how did you do all that? How did you get all that detail? You say, hard work, a lot of work. And it is. Takes work, patience, time. Doesn't it? I love doing this. Love layering my paints. Because it gives so much detail. I mean, people figure I spent days and days and days putting all that detail on. Isn't that cool? Let's add some flowers. Okay. When you find that you use your magic mist, and I already mentioned before that if the tops get clogged up, okay? Now, these are the best kind of misting bottles, but sometimes I found this morning actually when I tried it, it was a little stuck. But what I did was I took it and I took the top and I took this here. I took that off and I put this in warm water in the sink and took that apart and I put in warm water, and that helped unclog it. So it depends, but I find this one the best one. This is the best one. This one hasn't clogged at all. It's just misting. I'm not having a problem with this one whatsoever. And it's been lying around for about a couple of weeks, you know. So I use it a little bit, and I never had a problem. Not a bit of problem with that. So that's the best one to buy, okay? And it's only $1 or a dollar store or somewhere. So that's the best one I found. So this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to find the correct misting bottles, because of the magic mist has that liquid slow dry blending medium in it and a little bit of white paint. I think maybe the white paint might be stogging it up a little bit. I'm not sure. So this is so pretty so far. So I'm going to take my small filbert brush and I'm going to make some leaves. So my favorite green is the one I make myself with my ultramarine blue and my cad yellow. That's my favorite green. Okay, and then you can lighten it or darken it or add yellow to it again. And like if you want to add a little bit more yellow, you can add it to the corner if you like. And then we can add a few little leaves just in different places, just to represent leaves that are going on down here. So I need to lighten that up so you can see it. Alright, so some leaves going on. There we go. I might add a little bit of white to it too, just to lighten it up even more. I'm trying to get it so you can see it. Just throw in a few of these here and there, just to have some sense of realism, I guess. You know, a lot of people say, I don't know how to make my paintings realistic. Well, all it is just adding these little details, these little extras. Really helps a lot. Might overlap some of those in order to get some more brightness going on. Like that, see? That looks like leaves, doesn't it? Maybe some more down here. Wherever you can get them. Wherever you can get them on there. Gives a nice little effect, doesn't it? Just touch. That's all you need to do, just touch. There's going to be flowers going over these, so you'll be able to, if you know if it's too many for you, you can always just put flowers over them. I'm just trying to get some different, maybe just some pull going up on the fence there. This is the fun part. You can put leaves everywhere. And they're so easy to make. Just touch, 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 touch. Leaves everywhere. Even some here where I put those little extra flowers, you can put some leaves there. They're a little, we need to make them a little more opaque by adding white. Probably more green. So you can see them. little I'm just touching, right, with my filbert, small filbert. So I can say all these little details. You can even bring them down into your fence a little bit if you like. You notice leaves going on here and they're falling down over the fence. You get it on the white, you'll be able to add darker colors so you can see them. See? It's pretty, isn't it? It's falling down over the fence there. There's some back here. Oh, I'm going to do this all day. Oh, this is so nice and fun. Put some out by the fence. Maybe there's a few little roses or something. Or some kind of flowers sticking out. Just look at that. Cool. Just a little bit of extra detail really brings it to life, doesn't it? Look. So anytime you're making foliage, you can always do this. Tap it on first, all your different colored greens and everything, and then on top of what you did, just add these little leaves. Big ones, small ones, whatever you want. Look, look, look. There we go, look at that. They're cool. So much fun, I don't want to stop. All I'm doing is going into my yellows and my white and my blue to make green. And I'm just touching. And my brush will do the rest because it's a filbert and it'll give you that nice little, it'll give you a nice little top to your, it'll make it, give it a leaf shape, see? Some brushes, if you try to bristle, you wouldn't get that. You get, bristle's great for grass and things, right? So you can leave that corner dark. But look, isn't that nice? Look at that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to want to lighten up some of them. You just go back over some you did that are too dark. And make sure they're all different values of greens. Lights, darks, mediums, okay? And that will help give it dimension and all that good stuff. And so I'm going to take some blue and some white and make some little light blue color flowers. Just going to dab in a few little blues. Need more white. just little blue ones, just to change up the colors, right? Because I might put some different colors in. Now we'll start putting, be better to put some different colors in now. This will be some added flowers, see? Little flowers here and there. Little flowers here and there. Gotta make sure they're light enough so you can see them though, that's the only thing. Let's make some dashes of red. Clean your brush. If you're having a problem with your brush, make sure you change it, it's okay. If it's giving you a hard time, just change the brush. Mine's a filbert. I find flat brushes are really good for making leaves too. I got red, a bit of white, kind of a pinkish color. Just add a few little red ones here like this. And the white will help it make it more opaque. Just add white and nice and pink. Look at that, isn't that pretty? I want to get some of that color in there. That one there doesn't seem to want to brighten up for some reason. Happens because your background's pretty dark, see? Maybe there's a few, right? Just dabbing on some color, really. I'm not really trying to make too much flowers yet because I gotta figure this out first. Where do I want them and how many do I want? Maybe just little roses hanging out of here. Maybe there's a couple of roses here and there, you know. Pretty. Just all they're really doing is adding color and just touching it up, trying to make any kind. If you're making flowers, if you make flowers and they're small like this in a garden, you don't have to worry about the shape so much. It's only when you're doing close-up of flowers, like a big flower and it takes up all your canvas, that's when you really need to worry about. Look, I'm just tapping on some reds. See that? The reds look really nice, don't they? This could be a little rose garden or something. I don't know. We'll just keep adding flowers until we can't add any more. I'll run out of room. I love this. Let's see what else we got here. I want to get nice and pink. It doesn't want me to. It won't let me. There we go. That's a bit better, but still. It's the background. See, that's keeping my colors really dark. So you can almost go pure white and then put your colors on top if you got to sometimes when you got a really dark background. Decide where you want, you know, there could be, or you could leave them white as flowers, you know. Let's put some white ones in there to brighten up a little bit more. So pretty, isn't it? To be able to just dab on color and it comes out and looks like flowers. It could be whatever your imagination wants it to be. Like people will look at your painting and they'll say, oh, that looks like a pretty little bird right there. And this is probably a flower you tried to make, but it had the shape of a bird. So that happens too sometimes. So I'm just going to add in color. See all those beautiful flowers? I'm really happy with those. They're really cute. Nice. And we want, it's kind of not, you know, it's kind of facing you. So you're going to, I'm thinking maybe a couple of bigger flowers in different areas. I thought maybe I'll clean off my brush so I can have more deeper red. You want a deeper red to get started when you're doing roses. But we can also put a few tulips there too if you want. So maybe we'll put a couple of roses here. Might need white because, like I said, the background's is black and it's really hard to, or dark. So it's really hard to get the color to So start off with a really light color. I think maybe that's what we'll do. White. Let's start off with white. And we let that dry, and then we'll put it in as a rose. So let's start off with some roses. We can darken that after. I just need to brighten up that area, because we'll never get that bright unless we put white on first. I got some red mixed in with it, but that's okay. So we'll have some flowers here, and maybe we'll make a tulip or some tulips or something. I don't know. Maybe it's a couple of tulips. That's a nice little tulip, isn't it? Give me this one over here. I know, it's cute. Polycobble. We'll change the colors after. Put them wherever you want. Just make your little, let's see, let's call it a backward C and a forward C. How's that? Backward C and a forward C. I don't know, how tall are tulips? Something like that. Maybe there's, I don't know. I can't make a decision. Oh boy. I don't know. Maybe some kind of flower there. But I want them to be fairly big so that, I don't know, it's just so we can just have nice big flowers in the painting. Maybe this one's bigger than that, hey? That's pretty. Okay, I'm going to add white to that again now, just so that it'll, when it dries, then we can turn it into a rose. Oh, look at that. Look, just by doing that, I'm getting a rose shape. So I got 3 nice roses there. Isn't that pretty? So we'll do some colors to these flowers when they dry. And I'm going to add some clouds to the sky while I'm waiting. And then we'll make some decisions on what else we want to add. And that's done. I was thinking maybe I'll put a little bird on here, but I don't think I will. I think I'll just, if I do, I'll see. Not really sure. I'm trying to make decisions and trying to decide what you guys might like. I like to try something different because everybody has a bird on their fence, right? I have a fence with a bird on the top, and I wouldn't mind putting something else there instead. How about you guys make a suggestion and I'll put it in after? That might be an idea. I'm putting a little tiny bit of pink in my red in my white for my cloud, just to add a little color. I just want to add a little bit of extra cloud up here. Alright, just little streaks like this, that's all. Nothing too much. Just to soften up the sky and add a little bit of lightness to the sky. So, just kind of soften it up and bring it into the sky. But you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I like to experiment and do things that I shouldn't be doing. I know. I know, guys. I know. It gives it a little more. I'll just scrape it on some white. Just going to add a little touch of tap, 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 tap. Oh, I get too much red. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's a little floaty sky, a little floaty cloud in the sky. I just tap, tap, tapped, and then I moved away from it and softened it up a little bit on the bottom there. The reason I got white, look at all the red, I got my white by accident. Oh, well. Oh well, and I'm just going to tap a little bit on here. So I'm just tap, tap, tapping, and I'm moving in at the bottom of it. I'm just going to blend it in. Like I said, you don't have to do this. But it's fun to try different things, isn't it? But I'm thinking it might be nice. I don't know. I'll let you decide. You tell me. You tell me what you want me to put here in this painting. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Because then you'd be able to get involved. Tell me what you want on the fence or in the sky? Do you want a bird in the sky flying towards the fence or just flying around? Do you want a little bird on it? Do you want a rooster? Do you want some kind of a little animal down here, maybe a bunny rabbit, or, you know, I already got one with a bike, so don't suggest a bike. I don't know, maybe. I'll leave it up to you, you guys. I can't wait for you to let me, you decide. That'll be fun. Oh boy, I love doing things like this. Because I know you're listening and watching, you know, you tell me you're watching and you enjoy my, I mean, the comments I get is unbelievable. It just makes my day, you know, telling me that you enjoy my, and that you like the way I teach, you like my voice and all kinds of good stuff. Telling ya, you guys are too good to me. Alright, so we'll let those flowers dry, and it's so pretty though, isn't it? Well, see those two things there? They look like two little birds, don't they? That's what I'm saying, right? It's your imagination, whatever way you want your imagination to go. And those flowers, brighten them up now when I get them dry. And I'm going to add a few more little roses here. Probably, what else can we add? Just some little green things going on there, maybe a couple of extra leaves or something. Don't need very much now. We're almost to the end of it now, I think, right? I'm thinking we don't need a big lot, but, you know, just tap on some of the greeny leaves just by adding your yellow and a little bit of blue to make green. It's the best green I can get. I can't get nice green out of the bottles or the tubes. Best greens I can get is mixing them myself. So, I don't know. I like layering too, as you know, in some of my other videos. I love to layer. Love layering these over. Even though I got them done, I love layering on top later ones, you know. Like, I might put more yellow on top of these just to bring them out a bit more. Love layering. Layering is, it's amazing for your paintings. Just really helps a lot. And you don't be too busy because it depends on what you're doing, I would assume. Right? Just look. All those beautiful little leaves. Look. Look. Extra leaves here and there on the fence, wherever you want them. Yeah. See? So because it's a light fence, then you would have darker leaves, see? So if it's a light background, put on darker color. If it's, see? So you can see it better now, right? See what I mean? Right? Because you couldn't see that one there very much. But now that I'm adding a little more darker green, you can see them better. Hanging out over the fence, look. How cute is that? Just use your imagination. Just use your imagination, or look at some reference photos of flowers and gardens, and then pick out leaves and pick out different flowers and add it to your own painting, okay? So all you got to do is look at reference photos and pick things out that you want to put in your paint. Say you're doing a tree or something. Just do a painting, and then if you're looking for a certain tree or whatever, or you're looking, you don't have to do the whole painting. If you're looking at somebody else's picture or free pictures or anything at all, and you just pick little pieces out of it and you can make your own. I know it's not easy at first, but as you get used to it, you'll be able to do it. See, I'm just trying to make it look like it's overlapping on the fence. Kind of looks nice, doesn't it? That way, if you got any problems with your fence, you can always cover up your mistakes. Beautiful flowers and leaves. Look. Nice. Oh, yeah. Can't stop. I know, I'll overdo it, make it too busy. I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful, I know. Some darks, lights, different colors. See, that helps. You want some light area. Decide where your light is coming from, and then add light. So if light is coming in through here, it might be hitting somewhere around here. See, you go in with your really, really light yellow to brighten up some of the area there. See? Oh. See? 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 See, senor. See, senor. I wish I could speak other languages. I just love so many other languages. French and Spanish, as I was trying to do. Yeah, I would love to learn a new language, but I don't know how. I can barely speak English. Now, I should leave it alone, shouldn't I? Here we go. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to work on those flowers, and then I'm going to let you guys help me make a decision on what else you want me to do with this. It's so pretty. I don't know if a rooster up there would look nice, or a bird, or what kind. If you decide on a bird, let me know what kind of bird you want up there. Maybe, I don't know, like I said, a bird flying in the sky coming towards us or something. I don't know. It's so pretty though, isn't it? I like it. I could do these all day long. Just look. Oh my. I'm just adding a few light ones so we can see some light, you know what I mean? Like, so you can see that they're there. So I'm just layering over what I already had done, and it's not destroying it. My flowers are still there. So pretty. Now, see what we can do with those roses. I'm going to take a small flat brush, but you could use a filbert if you like. I'm just using a flat for something different, that's all. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason to what you do. So I'm just taking my red, and I'm going to add a tiny bit of blue to it to darken up a little bit. I don't want it dark too much, right, because you don't want it to disappear on us. So that's still wet, so I'm going to go with this one here. Try to get the shape of a rose. I'm just kind of going around like that, like backward C, forward C, backward C, forward C, backward, forward, okay? Backward C, forward C. It's just something I was playing around with earlier, but you can go like that, right? Backward C, backward, forward, backward, forward. And then you end up with a shape. See? You get that little shape there, see? These little tops. Backward, forward. And then fill it in if you like. Something like that. See, I'm trying to find an easy way for you guys to get a little rose done. Let's do another one. Let's do this one here. See how that white background helped? Right? If I didn't do that, you wouldn't have been able to see this at all. Let's see if we get this to... So all I'm doing is backward, forward, C. Boom, 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 boom. So now see if we can get this, add some white to our brush on the chiseled edge. And see if we can just backward C, forward, backward, forward, and move into the center. Alright, so you got backward, forward, backward, forward, backward, forward. Oh, every time I get in the middle I run out of paint. There we go, that's cute. We'll start in the middle this time. I start on the outside, but this time you can start on the middle, see? Work your way out. See? In the middle, and backward, forward. And then you got a couple little roses going on there. Okay. Straighten them up if you want. If you don't like them, or just something about them that needs to be worked on, you can do that. So you can let them dry and then add a few more little highlights to them. Alright. Alright, and then as for our tulips, let's see what we can do with them. Let's see. I'm going to put, yellow. I'm going to try yellow one. Still got a bit of red mixed in there, but that's okay. That's a nice little yellow one there. Yellow is nice. Probably another bright yellow one over here. I added a bit of white this time to my yellow. And maybe we'll go with a blue one and a red one. A couple of red ones and a couple. We already have red for our roses, so I don't want to have. I'm hoping to mix up. Well, pink. How about pink? Yeah, let's go pink instead. Let's go pink. Because our roses are nice and red. So we'll go pink, and we have a couple of pink ones here anyway. Make the same shape. Add lots of white if you have to get it to stand out a bit more. Cute. What did I say? Blue? Alright, let's go with blue. Let's go with the blue. Blue here and white. It's a nice color. Good. Maybe a blue one down here. Maybe a dark blue down here, and we can lighten it up with some highlights. Nice. Oh, I was trying to fix that one up, but I kept the dark blue on there, so we'll get some highlight on that. That's okay. So let's see what else we need to do. Keep your brush, your flat brush, and go into your green. Make a couple little stems for the roses. Stem. Might need to add some white to thicken it up a bit to give it more opaqueness. A stem here. A stem. And we'll put some leaves on that stem. Some leaves on that stem too, and leaves. Lots of leaves. Leaves are nice. Same with these. Put some stems on there. Stem, stem, stem. I'll bury them in with and a few little leaves. Touch, touch. Touch, touch, like we did before. So now you have pretty, and we're just going to add a little bit of white to trim it up. So a little bit of white on the top and just pull it down into the tulip. Might have to wait for it to dry. If you're having a problem with adding highlights, it's probably just because you need to let it dry. I'm just adding a little bit on top and pulling it down into the flower. You can look at tulips and have them as realistic as you want. I'm just adding a little bit of white on the edge here, pulling it down into the flower. Just give it a little bit of shape. Probably just adding a little bit of a center to it, because they do have scent, like they're joined in the middle there. Cute. Cute, cute. Make sure your brush is clean. Look what I did. I got blue into my orange. Make sure your brush is clean. Get out of there. Get out. Oh, I turned to green. Okay, whatever. Whatever. And I'm going to put some white on that. Cute little flowers, aren't they? Nothing wrong with that, sure. Brush is a bit wet. I'm doing all the things I'm telling you not to do. Oh my goodness. Not easy making videos. What have I got done here? Let's see. A little bit of color there. On top of some of the ones that I already did. I think that's about it now. You know, you can do whatever you want. These little roses here. Couple little here. Just all you need to do is do what I did. Just put your red on. A couple little roses here. They can be pink. And to make them look, just add a little more reds to them. And then you can add a little bit of white to brighten them up. Right? They're just sticking out everywhere. So just pick out where you put them. Try to add a little more color to them. That's all. And then add a little bit of white. Nice flat chiseled edge brush helps. Then you can add a little bit of, little dab of white here and there on them. See? See? Just a little dab. Okay. That one got a big dab. I'm not going to worry too much. I think that's it. I should leave it alone because I'm going to overdo it, and then you're going to say, you made it awful busy. I know. I know. I should have a couple little something going on here for color. A little bit of yellow. A little bit of yellows. Now, with the smaller ones, see, you can add just color. Just to pretend there's other flowers around. See, just a little bit of color. Right? Bright colors. Just a little bit of colors here and there, as if there's little flowers around somewhere. Now I'm going to add a pussycat on the fence. And I drew it out, and I'm going to trace it onto my canvas with carbon paper, okay? So I have my fence all done, and then I'm just going to put that right over it, all right? And I like to do that last because we can paint over the fence, it doesn't matter. Let's try it. All right, so let's paint our little kitty leaning over the fence. So I'm just going to use some burnt umber, yellow, and white for now, okay? Just to get us started. If I need any other colors, we'll add them as we go along. I'm going to start with the eyes. I always like to start with the eyes. So I'm just going to outline them with some black paint, or the burnt umber. So what I'm going to use is a burnt umber, yellow, white, and some black for the eyes and for the fur. So let's start off with the eyes. So just take a thin, round brush. Try and get a pointy top to it. And then you're going to put black on it. And we will go through some black, like that. Twirl it around so you keep that pointy top. And then, now if you're having a problem with this, just use a black marker. Just go up around the eye. I know the fence is there and it's probably in the way, but we're going to work around that. Alright, so just keep going with the paint. Alright. Just want to outline that eye. Could make it a little bit hard with the brush. So you might want to use a marker even just to get it started. But I'll do it with the brush so I can show you that it can be done. Just got to have lots of patience. There we go. If you push too hard, you're going to get a big thick line, which I'm doing there now by accident. I'm leaning on my hand right here to try to take the pressure off, right? Okay, we got that much done. That's not too bad. So what I like to do now is do the inside of the eye. So I add a little bit of blue to my palette. So I think I like to have blue eyes on the kitten. So I'm going to just get some blue. Make sure your brush is not too wet when you clean it. Then you want to tap it off in tissue so you won't, or paper towel, so it won't be too wet. Alright, because that can easily be too wet. You don't even know it till it's too late. So I'm just going to paint that in blue. My dark blue first. You can use ultramarine blue. Because you want to cover up that fence, right? So you might need a couple of coats. Blue eyes. Now, do a couple of coats, wait for one to dry and then do another one. If you have a problem covering up your fence, all you have to do is paint the eyes white, let them dry, and then paint over with blue. I should have did that then just to show you how to do it. But that helps to cover things up when you're having problems covering up what's underneath. Let's paint it white. Alright. A nice blue. Now I'm going to add a bit of white to my dirty brush. And I'm going to highlight a little bit of it here. Probably a little bit down. Oops. Ah, that's too much. Too much. I'm just going to mix up a bluish white. That was too much. Now my paint is still wet, so it might blend. If it don't, I'll just put more blue back. Not to worry. So I want those eyes to really stand out. I'll leave the top part dark. There we go, that's nice. And then we're going to add a little more white. Probably in the corner here or something like that. You really want them to stand out. Alright. Now clean your brush and get some black. for the pupils, the irises, the pupils, whatever you want to call them. Alright, so we'll get a bit of black and we'll put some black in here. Alright, good. Alright, and then what we're going to do, put the black in, we will add a little dot of white for a highlight. So cute, isn't it? Alright, so little dot of white. Let's see. Just to the left a little bit. To the left a little bit. It's alright. He looks like he's worried about something. Could be he, could be she. So down on the mouth, just going to paint in, I'm going to paint some white so we can cover up that sky and everything. So just to get those things covered up, like I said before, let's paint these white, and that way we'll be able to see the kitten. That's the paw there, so leave that there for now. I just want to get this I'm going to get an, you can use that brush that you just used, or you can use a small flat brush if you find that easier. Okay, I'll use a small flat brush because I'm finding that other one is too small. This one would be faster. Then you can paint over your lines. It doesn't matter because we're going to do some fur on the edges there. So don't worry about that right now. Just stay inside lines if you want. And get that white paint on there so we can bring that kitten out. So the eyes look cute. See, once you get the eyes done, then you can see where you're going with it, see? See how the white paint is covering up the fence? There we go. It's covering up the fence and the flowers. I don't want to lose where that paw is because I'll get confused. Okay, so that's getting ready for the paw. So I want to keep that black line there so I can see it. See that black line where it comes off the face there? Keep that because I really don't want to lose that shape. Alright. He's hanging out for dear life. There we go. Get it all covered up. Make sure that you know where everything goes. Just a little nose there. Try to keep that if you can. The mouth is just under the nose. So that's not too bad. We got to keep that. So you can use any white that you have there. Like I say, titanium white is your brightest white. So I always use the cheapest white I have for covering up things and my base coats and things like that. But if I need a good highlight on a good white highlight on my painting, I'll use titanium white. See how that white is taking everything out? You can't do that with other colors because you can see through them. Same with the blue that I used, but I had to use a few coats. We don't want to do that. We want to cover it up with one coat. There we go. Now, we got another paw here somewhere. I think it's here. I lost my line, so I gotta guess at it now. It's here somewhere. I don't make it too big. It should be fine. Alright, that's cute, isn't it? Looking over the fence like that. See? Doesn't look so bad when it's backed up because it might look a bit big to you, but I wanted you to be able to see the kitten. It could be a really small fence. You know how sometimes these little tiny fences for flowers and things? So, you know, it doesn't have to be a big fence and then you've got this huge cat. So we'll say it's a small fence and the cat's just normal. It's a kitten. Alright, so we got that. Now, there we go. So I'll make sure I get it all covered up. Sometimes when it dries, it will come through. You might need a second coat, but I think we're okay. I think we are. Make sure you go back over it again if you have to, even though it's still wet, but because it'll all blend then, see? So I kept the nose there so I'd know where it was. Okay, good. I'll put some shadows in there now. I'm going to add some yellow, a little bit of burnt umber and yellow, bring it down a bit. It's almost like a yellow ochre, if you got it, would be nice, and a little bit of white. Just try to get the color you're looking for. Just kind of get something here so we can, something to work with. I'm just using my flat brush. Alright, and then we got some, pulling up some short strokes. Just get something started. When you look at a painting, it's hard to know where to start, but you start somewhere. At least put a shape on, and then put some color on, and then you go from there. Because it kind of can be daunting, as they call it, daunting. But, you know, you just... So we're pulling out past that black line there, so that we can make it look like fur. Alright. Just get this done. There we go. I'll do that after. I was going to put some burnt umber on there, just get a, I'll keep doing this first. Now we'll do one thing at a time. I don't want to confuse you, okay? So we'll just keep going with the yellow. I'm just making short strokes. I'm trying to create some fur. If you just paint it in, it'll be like the white. It'll just be it'd just be a flat white or flat yellow, or, you know, so we get these little strokes in. It might help get us started on some fur, okay? So I'm going to add, get some more of this done. I'm going to add the darker color. Get this out here. Some color inside the ear. Some here. Going outside the line there so I can some more yellow here. You can see I'm leaving some white spots open up there. I want to keep that shadow there. Could have started off with a darker, with the burnt umber, you know. That might have been nice too. But either way, as long as if you don't know where to start, just put some color on, even if you feel it's wrong. Get your color, your base color on, your main color. It seems to be the base color, and this looks like a yellowish undertone here. the way I'm trying to do it. You can have all colors to cats, okay? So kittens, you can put your own colors in there. You don't have to go by mine. So you can put whatever colors you want in, alright? I'm just looking at some different types of cats and kittens and just trying to see what would look nice, that's all. And I'm just going to throw in my own touch. So I'm going to go with the darker color here now. Just using the tip of my brush. I want to recreate the fur. Short strokes. I have to keep reloading. I'm constantly reloading in my burnt umber. And you got that nice light color already on there, so that'll come through. Getting some fur poked up there like that. I want to make a kind of fluffy cat. A little bit up here around the ear. Fluff it out. Good. Some more in here and in here. Putting it out past that black line there so I can get rid of that line, besides trying to get the shape and the colors that I want to use. Okay, so just burnt umber. This will be, we'll be putting some more highlights over that. So you have, like I say, you have to start somewhere, right? Getting the shape of it is the hardest. You can get the outside shape by drawing it out, but now you got to try and figure out how we get the face to look really nice and cute. I'm just letting that come off my brush. Don't want blobs. All right. Just follow what you already did. See, you have the yellows on now, so that's going to come through those streaks there, those bits of fur that we're trying to put on there, and just keep it going. Just bring it out. You can come out this way. I'm left-handed, so I'm probably going backwards to some of you right-handed people. So you can push out for fur, or you can pull in. Whatever is easier for you. For me, it's easier because I'm doing the video standing up, and I need to get this on here any way I can, really. Okay. All right. Alrighty then. Getting there. A little shadow there between the paw and the fur. It's separated. Some burnt umber here to get this started. I forgot about this paw here, but that's okay. Just get it started. A little bit of shadow under the chin here. out. Nice and furry. Put a little bit of a shadow under the paw here with the burnt umber. And here. Cute. Now we got all that started. A little bit on the nose there. And a bit of shadows here. Just trying to create some shadow too, so that when I put on my final layer, you'll be able to see it better. And the final layer will be white, so yellows and whites. So, alright, so it's okay to start off with your yellow, or you can start off with your brown. Don't forget to put your white in. And then you can go in with your last highlight of yellows and whites. Whatever you find easier. I mean, I try different ways, different things all the time. I'm always trying different ways to do things. And sometimes they don't work, sometimes they do. So I want to get that little deeper shadow there, just to show that it's separated from the face. So now we got our shadows on and our colors. We're going to clean our brush. And get yourself, you know, whatever brush works for you. Nice flat brush. Chiseled edge. I got a nice flat synthetic brush. As long as it keeps its chiseled edge. And it's synthetic. So we've got to use that to try and get some fur in there. Some nice fur. So let's go with some yellow. Just some yellow. Let's try that. Just to give it a little bit of a... Now, like I said, if this don't work, you can use... I might end up going with a liner brush. Depends. I have to go back and forth at times to get that fur. I don't want to cover up all that shadow that we did either. If you add a little bit of white to it, you might be able to get pull out more. There we go. Okay. Add a little bit of white to your yellow to bring it out a bit more. These little tiny strokes. I'm finding my brush won't do what I want it to do. So I've used flat brushes like this before and got really good fur. But for some reason it doesn't want to give me good fur this time. So that just because it works in one area don't mean it's going to work in another one. So you always have to change your brushes up to see what works for you. I mean, you could be a half an hour going back and forth with different brushes. That's the way it seems to work sometimes. It can be very annoying. It certainly can. So this is a round, small round brush. I'm trying this one. Alright. I want to get it nice and soft, fluffy look. I can't get my brush to work. I'm just going back and forth with some yellow and some white. Maybe add a little bit of burnt umber, just a little tiny bit, so the yellow won't be too yellow. Because I want to have different tones of color into the kitten. I'm going to try another brush. Another brush. Let's see, let's see. Sometimes just can't get it to work. I really, really want to get the nice fur. Trying an angular brush here now, so I can just use the whole tip of the brush. So I'm just pulling in small strokes. Okay, so basically you have to go back and forth with your paint and figure out the brush you need, but the biggest thing is you need small strokes, alright? Small strokes. Try not to cover everything up. Alright, just pull that out there a little bit, get a bit of furry look. It's starting to come around. It's like you have to layer everything, you know? You have to layer everything. When you layer it, you're trying to avoid losing what you already did. So the easiest way around that is make very short strokes. And if your brush don't work, you got to continuously try to find brushes that will give you some really nice results. This one's starting to look furry there now. Takes a little patience. I'm going in with my white and a bit of yellow to lay on top of there. Very short strokes. You gotta get that mouth fixed. See, you layer the light over the dark there. Oh, he's coming out cute there now. Yeah, nice and furry looking, isn't it? Isn't that cute? So I'm going to take my liner brush again, and I'm going to use the longest liner brush I can find. Ooh, there we are. I think you can see that. See how thin the top is? I'm going to go in with some white. Like I said, use whatever brush you can get results from, okay? I'm trying to get these little streaks of hair. See there? Some whiskers. Bring out these little... See? So once you get all your other colors on and you get, you know, get it layered, you still have to do that, you know, because that will help you get your underpainting and your underlayers done. And that way you can put these nice final little hairs on there, little fur. And that will give it a more thicker, layered look. And it will bring out your final little, see the little hairs coming out there? Isn't that cute? Right? See how furry it's starting to look there now? So at first it's kind of a struggle. You're like, this is not going to work out. It's going to be horrible. But once you get past that and you do this, you're going to say, oh, so cute. I'm going to just get some of these little furs up here. And you only need a few little strokes here and there. You need to reload a lot too, you know. Put a tiny bit of paint on the very tip of your brush. And then when that finish is coming off, then you just go get more. Just like this. Where are you? I got a big close-up there now, so it might be blurry. Let's see, just tap in the very tip of your brush. You can wipe it off a little bit if you want. And then you can just take the tip of that brush and pull out these little single hairs. And come out on the edge here. But see how I have to reload again? That fast. I like this part because now I can put individual hairs wherever I want them. And you can see the kitten starting to come to life. Right? Just touch and pull out. Touch and pull up, out, whatever works for you. Right? No pressure, just the tip of the brush. If you get too much pressure, if your streaks come out too thick, then thin them out by going back with the undercolors that you have there and just going in through those, the ones that are too thick, with the same brush if you want. Little stray hairs. See, having that brown there, that's what brings them out, that burnt umber. And those dark yellows, and, you know. You need dark underneath in order to get the light to come out, right? So cute. It's a cutie. See the fur, how it's just developing in front of your very eyes. Isn't it? Get the illusion of whiskers here somewhere. I need some more dark paint in there. A bit of white around the eyes there, just to bring them out. That's why you need to reload so much, because that'll make the eyes stand out, see? Now, I'm going to go with my burnt umber. And my brush is a bit dirty, but that's okay. And I'm just going to add a few little shadow fur. Burnt umber. And some of the dark fur. So you can go back and forth now with your colors, right? With your use this brush. And like I say, you wouldn't have got to this point if you didn't have to do all those steps. It would have been a bit harder to do. Right, so I'm going to nose. I'm going to go back and highlight that a little bit. Put a few little. See if I can put some here so I can get those whiskers to stand out. Don't cover up what you did, just go in between. Isn't that cute? See? See how the darks make the white stand out? So hopefully those steps are not too hard, because I know at first it's kind of daunting, is the word they use, daunting. But if you keep working at it and try these techniques, if you can find something that's easier for you, you can certainly do that too, okay? Don't have to be exactly like what I'm doing. If you can find an easier way, you know, at least this will give you some idea of what you can do, you know. Sometimes they say, well, what steps did you do? What did you do to get to that point? Or how did you approach your painting? So at least you can see how the painting is approached. You can see, you know, how things developed and things like that. I'm not going to do too much more with it because no. Alrighty then. So cute. I'm trying a little bit of yellow just to see if I can mix that in with it. I know. I like to have a little bit of yellow on the nose here. Maybe a little bit of white to go with it. Just to brighten up the nose a little bit. Nose, the snout, whatever you want to call it. A little bit of white and yellow. Go in here just to give some extra color, that's all. A little bit of white, a little bit of yellow. Whatever colors you want. They don't have to be this color. Whatever color maybe your own cat, if you have a cat. Maybe you could pick the colors out of your own cat. I'm just dipping into my yellow like that, and a little bit into the white. See? Never mixed it. I hope that's not too blurry because I got it focused in on this kitten here. Reload, reload, reload. Reload every couple of strokes. Look. Because if you reload, you got fresh paint, that'll make your lines a little thinner. Right? And get those nice little teeny weeny lines. So if you don't have as much paint on there, you're pushing it on because you're trying to get it off your brush, and then you end up with fat lines because you're putting too much pressure on, see? Okay. So cute, isn't it? I can't stop. I'm just having so much fun putting all these colors on. And you can layer and layer and layer, you know, it doesn't hurt it. Isn't that the cutest thing you ever seen? Maybe it's just me. I like it though. I love doing kittens and cats. I'm going to do more of them, I think. If you guys like them, just let me know and we'll do more. I like to get into more animals. I love animals, you know. Because a lot of people don't know how to do the furs and stuff, right? I'd love to do more because the more we do, the better we get at it. Hey, come up with new techniques. Now I'm going to go back with the white one more time. And then I think I'll call it finished because all I'm doing is probably making a mess there now. but that's okay. I want more white. Trying to get that whisker. Alright, pure white this time. If you want more fur. See how you can get carried away with it? It's so cool, right? You know, it's so easy. Once you get the hang of it, it's like, oh. And then all you want to do is keep putting down those little furry lines. Yep. Put a little bit of yellow on your brush and put that in here where the mouth is. And then put a little bit of burnt umber. Same brush, just add a little bit of burnt umber. Your brush might be dirty, that's okay. There we go. We got a mouth. We can't forget the mouth. And thinking that might be just a tad bit too, so you can fix things, right? A little bit too big. Good. A little black, just a little black on your brush. Fix up your eyes if you have to, if you feel you need it. And I think we're about finished. That's a furry cat, isn't it? Oh boy, it's so cute. But you can have it, you know, whatever way you want it. You can have a softer look if you want to. Whatever you want. If you want to soften up some of those lines, just go over them a little bit with your brush while it's still wet. And just move them around a little bit. Just soften them up a little bit more. But I like them kind of the way they are. But I just want to show you some different things you can do, that's all. Because you may not like it, I don't know, right? Soften it out. Alright, so there's two. You don't feel good about having all those lines there. Just go over with the brush and that'll soften up your lines. You still get to keep them, it's just that it'll soften them up. Alright, see, I'm just, without using any paint, I'm just using my brush to smooth out those lines a bit. See? That gives it a bit of a softer look, see? Isn't that cute? That's a lot of fur, isn't it? You can add more back in if you want. So you can soften them up, or you can leave them as they are. And add more colors. Whatever you think you like. Just add some white. I'm just playing around here now. I'm going to ruin it if I keep going. So I'll call it finished. about color finished. I know I want more. I want to do a lot more with it. I do, but so cute though. It's cute. If you like this, and go ahead and do the fence and the flowers and the sky first, and then put your cat on after. Alright, so I will see you in the next video. Well, thank you for painting along with me. I hope you enjoyed that painting. And if you did enjoy that painting, leave a comment below in the comment section. Let me know what you liked about that painting. What part of that painting did you like? What was your favorite part? And if you have any questions about brushes or paints or anything about the painting itself, just email me at allisonprior@yahoo.com or leave a comment down below. And I will see you in the next video.